What's up, party people? Hope you're doing well. I want to talk to you guys today about how to look like a fitness model without having to live the monk, Spartan fitness model lifestyle that most of us assume is required to have that body, to have that physical appearance, to have the health that we assume fitness professionals, fitness models have. I'll tell you a quick story very, very briefly. Back in my early 20s, I obsessed over a very specific physique that I wanted desperately. It was a guy named Greg Plitt. And long story short, I actually ended up hiring him to become my own personal fitness coach. But man, this guy had the physique that I wanted. I mean, athletic, lean, just enough muscle, look good in a shirt, look good without your shirt on. I mean, the guy had it all. And a lot of the stuff I learned from him mentally, mental strength wise, I still apply today. But a lot of what I realized about what he was doing was sustainable for me and the goals that I had, right? Because I wanted to become a father. I wanted to be present in my children's lives. I wanted to be a great husband. I want to have a great social life, right? And so in order for all that to happen, I needed a new system. I needed a new way of doing things that probably went against the grain when it came to at least a lot of what was being taught back then. And to this day, there's still a lot of nonsense being talked about out there that is misleading and is going to cause you a lot of frustration if you're anything like me. If you're a busy dad, busy career, busy parent, professional who runs at a high speed in a lot of parts of your life while also still appreciating the finer things in life, right? You still appreciate date nights. You still want to go out with friends. You still want to partake in fun, enjoy things that taste good, enjoy experiences, travel, all that stuff. But you ultimately want to have a body that you can be also proud of and that is reliable, right? You want health. You want wellness. You want to be able to sleep at night thinking, man, like I'm pretty healthy. I wake up feeling pretty good most days. I wake up active. I wake up excited to go about my day most of the time. Not always, right? We all have our bad days, but you want to look like someone who works out and you want to have that respect that comes with that. So how do you do it, right? Well, I think there's a couple myths that I want to end for you today that I hope will at least put you on the right path. Number one is how often you actually need to do the whole fitness thing. Like how often do you need to work out? Is it every day? Is it twice a day? What is going on? Like, can you actually train a few times a week and see results? Well, the answer is yes. I think what a lot of people don't realize is when they are working out, when they are taking care of themselves and they're in the gym, a lot of time is being wasted. You're on your phone, you're kind of goofing off. There's not a lot of organization around your training. But when you really look at what it requires in terms of volume and time and attention to different muscle parts and all that fun stuff on your body, I've worked with guys who are high level professionals who train twice a week and get results. Now, that's because they're super dialed in for those, 2 training sessions a week. And those 2 training sessions are about an hour and 15 minutes each. But because they're so focused and the program set up so properly, they are seeing progression. They are seeing changes. They are seeing more strength, more muscle. And it's because they're being consistent with something that is put together really, really well. So the answer is, what can you do? Right? What can you sustain? What does your life require? What does your schedule require fitness-wise for the goals that you have? Is it 3 days a week? Is it 4 days a week? Is it 5 days a week? Is it 2 days a week? What is it? Is it 6 days a week? Or is it 7 days a week? Because mentally, you need that time to yourself. You need that workout slot. It's very dependent on you. What will ultimately determine your results is your level of consistency. So that's why it's so important to pick a program and a schedule that is going to work with you for a very long time. So the answer, though, to the problem of thinking you have to train every day and not having time for that, the answer is you don't. You don't have to do that. You don't have to live in the gym. You don't have to, and by the way, I'm streaming on my phone too here. You don't have to, and I'm streaming on my camera for those tuning in other parts of social media here, but you don't have to live in the gym. And we're going to talk about the kitchen because that's the other part where a lot of people get twisted up and think, man, this is going to suck and I can't do this, right? So the kitchen is the other part. The gym, though, just know it's based off you. What can you sustain? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. What do you want? Like, don't just look at like what you can get away with. Like, look at what you want. Man, I need that morning workout 5 days a week. Man, I want that workout 4 days a week. Okay, cool. Let's build for what you want, not just what you can get away with. Okay? That's the first thing. Now, understand the rules of the game here. The rules of the game is you need to present your body, give your body a reason to change. And so the way we do that is we get stronger safely and the smart way in order to progress, in order to give our bodies a reason to change. That is the name of the game in the gym. Now, the second thing we got to master is where a lot of guys get twisted up and thinking they got to do something that's completely unsustainable. We got to figure out the nutrition side of the things, right? So there's a lot of convenient ways to master your nutrition. I would say the biggest rule, though, that is going to apply to everybody, you got to pick the meals you're going to eat and you got to stick with them, okay? These are not your standard chicken, broccoli, and rice eating out of a Tupperware style meals. And it's also not egg whites and oatmeal or whatever you think is required. It's also not keto. It's meals that hit your protein requirement and your calorie requirement, but also your enjoyment requirement. Because at the end of the day, we're all human and we got to have some level of enjoyment. Think about fitness models. A lot of these guys are so Spartan-like Monday through Saturday. And then Sunday they go crazy and they have like an eating disorder, right? They go to like buffets and they order pizza and they just gorge on food because everybody needs some level of enjoyment. Anyone who says they don't is lying. Now, some people need more than others. Some people have a food addiction. Some people have a dopamine issue. Some people have a stress issue that then puts them in a place where they're relying on food and alcohol to lower their stress. That's a different discussion. That's something we help our clients with inside of our program. But ultimately, what you need is a system you can repeat. We call it the meal rotation system. And it's how we train our coaching clients, our members, our community members on how to eat for long-term results. You have a rotation of foods and meals that just you enjoy. They're easy and effective. You know, I'm getting ready to release a recipe guide called The King of the Kitchen. And basically it's recipes that I put together. They're 5 ingredients or less. They take 15 minutes or less. They don't require any crazy tools, air fryer, microwave, and an oven, and anybody can do it. But the key here is they're designed to be easy, enjoyable, and effective, and they're also family friendly. That's a whole nother game that we got to learn how to play. And so if you're out there going, man, like how do I eat 6 meals a day? How do I eat clean all the time? Like how do I say no to treats and alcohol 24/7? Well, you don't have to. Those days are done. What you need to master is a couple simple things. When do you want to eat? What is your schedule? Well, I like to eat at lunchtime and dinner time. Okay. What about snacks? Well, I'd like to have an afternoon snack. Great. Okay, let's put that on paper. Lunch, snack, dinner. What else? Well, I like to have, a snack when I watch a movie with my wife at night. Okay, cool. Let's get that on paper. We get our non-negotiables on paper, and then what do? Well, how many calories do we need to eat in order to hit the goals that we have? Well, I need to eat, 2,200 calories. Okay. And then we start going from there. How much protein do we need? Okay, I need to eat this much. Okay, great. Let's pick out meals and recipes that are easy for you. Maybe it's something as simple as like in the morning, I have a yogurt bowl, or at dinner, I have a piece of meat with some potatoes and some fruit. And after dinner, I have a protein bar as a dessert and snack, whatever. Like, listen, there's no right or wrong here. We just got to get a couple things right. We got to get calories right. We got to get protein right. We get those things right, we're winning. We're laughing all the way to the bank, okay, as they say. So we know that. We know the nutrition game. What else do people struggle with when it comes to looking like a fitness model but not having to live like one? Well, I think the big thing is understanding how to be flexible. What happens when I'm traveling? What happens when I'm eating out? What happens when I'm in these situations that aren't perfect? What happens when I'm stressed? What happens when I don't sleep well? What happens when my kid is sick? What happens when fill in the blank. And I'll tell you, that's where, and this is why I quit being a personal trainer years ago and became an online mentor and guide and build a coaching system, because you need coaching, you need accountability, you need community. You need to dive deeper into your psyche. Where and how do you want your life to look and change? What do you want to do? What does life look like when you're healthy and fit? What is your schedule like? What are your routines like? What do you want to see happen? We got to figure this out. And when we figure that out, then we can start to map it out, right? If we're mapping things out and we have no idea what we actually want, like, I want to do this. I want to be able to do that. I want to look like this. I want to wear this, to the beach. I want to have this size waist. Okay, great. Well, we got to develop systems that you can follow repeatedly that will lead you there. Otherwise, we're just playing the guessing game. Otherwise, we're just, following some fitness model's routine that ultimately will never work for you because it's not built for you. All right. And so what we do in the gym is, I don't want to say meaningless, but it's nowhere near as meaningful as what we do outside the gym. What we do at home. What do we do at work? What do we do when we're playing with our kids? What do we do when we have free time? Like, what do we do? What is the plan? Got to figure that out. All right. We got to figure that out. So the lesson here today is simple. You don't have to give up your life to look the way you want to look or feel the way you want to feel. What you need is just better systems. You don't need to hit the reset button. You don't need to do some crazy, challenge. You don't need to do some crazy diet. You need to just get the little things right. I say little things, they're actually big things. They might appear little to you, but they're huge. Got to get a consistent schedule for training that offers enough flexibility when needed. We need to have a meal rotation system that gives you enjoyment and enough flexibility so you know where to eat, how to eat, no matter where you are. You need to have a movement-based lifestyle. We didn't really talk about this too much, but it's a huge factor. We got to move more. We can't be sedentary. When given an opportunity, we need to get up off our butt and go for a walk. We need to walk our dogs, go play with our kids, be more active day to day. That's going to pay off as time goes on. We need to get fully optimized internally. We need to get our blood analysis done on a consistent basis. We need to have blood work. We need to have hormonal testing. We need to have supplements that fix deficiencies. But all this can be done in a very simple and easy way when you have the right systems in place. All this can be done effortlessly when you have the right coaching. So wherever you're watching right now, if this is resonating with you, just send me a message. Just say, I'm interested in learning more about what True Transformation does. I'm interested about getting a team around me, getting some accountability, getting some coaching, getting, locked in with a system that has been proven to work now for over 2 decades. I want to figure this out because I'm sick and tired of not having it figured out. It's that simple. Like, I just don't like how I feel and I want to fix it. I want it to happen now. I want to get after it. I'm sick and tired of sitting around hoping for a miracle. I'm ready to create a miracle. I'm ready to do this once and for all. Okay. Because life moves fast. And if we aren't careful, we're going to look back and go, man, I wish I would have made the years count. I wish I would have made the time that I had here count. I wish I wouldn't have felt like crap half the time. I wish I would have taken care of myself better. I wish I would have been more of a role model, a leader, and all of it's right in front of you. You just have to take it. You got to run with it. And I'm here to help you do that. That's my mission in life, to help you get off the fence and get after it. Take action, because life moves fast. I want to see you make it count. Let me know if this one helped. I'll talk to you on the next one. In the meantime, send me a message. Love to hear from you. Let's get you started. Let's get on the right path. We're just a simple chat away from making that happen. So I look forward to that, and I will see you soon. Talk to you then. Peace.